Hey everyone, welcome back to Adventures with Edna. I'm Chris. Chance's got the day off. He's actually spending time with his sister this weekend. So hi to them, miss you guys. Today we're going to talk about patina, tips, tricks, questions and answers, suggestions, and just generally what to do. If you've been following me, or if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that we have two different videos out on ways we did the patina, one with the boiled linseed oil and the other with the shine juice from Vice Grip Garage. So I thought I'd just kind of give a brief overview of what I thought of those in comparison. It's windy out here, so I'm going to grab my camera before it falls on the ground. So some of you guys already know that Edna lives outside all the time. Hopefully she'll have a garage to live in at some point. But in the meantime, she's got to stay outside. And part of that is she gets full sun all day, which is really weird considering how many trees there are around here. Which is part of the issue. So I employ several ways that I try to keep Edna looking good. And part of the thing with patina is you kind of have to do what you can to preserve it, because you don't necessarily want it getting, I don't know if you'd say worse, considering that she does look pretty good. But you don't want to start having holes rusting in it and things of that nature. So you got to do what you can to fix things. And the way I have this done is, first off, the hood. Now the hood's a large surface area. You can't just clear this. You could, but I'm not going to, because you'd have, I use clear satin enamel by Rust-Oleum that I use on some of her. But starting with the hood, we use the boiled linseed oil on there originally. You can pick this up at pretty much any hardware store. You can go to Ace, Home Depot, Lowe's. They all have it. I want to say it's $15 or $20 for this can. It goes a long way. You also want to get some paint thinner or mineral spirits to thin it out a little bit, because you don't want it going on too thick. Now, this is what I used originally on Edna's hood and Edna's roof. It's a really good way to get just a little bit of shine out of it, and it helps keep the rust from getting any worse, so it doesn't develop any new surface rust or anything. And it gives it a little bit of a shine, which is also kind of nice. However, I had a couple people that gave me negative comments when I did the video with the Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice, saying that I was basically just paying a premium for what you could just do with boiled linseed oil. But there is a difference. And that difference being that the boiled linseed oil is sticky, really sticky. And especially with all these trees around me, there's always stuff falling on Edna. So it looks really good like the first day, but then the day after, I'll have like little, this is just sitting here. This will all just blow off. But this stuff will stick, and it'll have all kinds of dirt and other stuff stuck to it, which isn't ideal. So that's the only disadvantage. That's really the only complaint that I have with using the boiled, is it technically never really dries. It's just sticky enough to pretty much keep like leaves and other things kind of stuck to it. So I wanted to try a different product, and when Vice Grip Garage came out with their product, I decided to try it. Now, as far as the application, luckily you don't have to do any thinning down. It's really ready to go right out of the bottle. So that was a big advantage. Not that mixing really takes all that much time, but you know, you can just pour it out, put it on, and go about your day. Now, the big advantage behind the Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice is it dries. I noticed that after doing it, within a few days, like there really wasn't anything stuck to it at all. And that was a major ordeal, or a major thing for me. Not looking like the truck's dirty all the time. So that was a big improvement. So I'm going to continue to use that. And it does need to be done again. I didn't figure that I would do that in this video because I already have a video of putting that on. If you guys want to see that, I will put a thingy right here so you can click on that. I'll also leave a link in the description below if you want to watch that. I also have another video on applying the boiled linseed oil, so if you want to watch that one, I'll leave a link for that description also. So that kind of gives you guys the best of both worlds. You can compare, try it for yourself, see what you think. If you're going to be in a garage kept situation where you don't take your truck out very much, or whatever your old vehicle is, the boiled linseed oil is fine. I just kind of wanted to see if I could find something that was slightly better that would work in my situation, and I'm pretty happy with the Shine Juice. Now, going back to the paint. Let's be honest, Edna didn't always look this good. So what I had done was some of the paint had just faded really, really badly, and the color really didn't come back around using the typical methods of washing it with SOS pads and all that. So some of this is redone with the original color, Automotive touch-up. I got all this online. They're based out of New Orleans, and they mix factory colors. And this is a base coat Ford Meadow Green, part number M14283. So she has some touch-up areas. Some areas are still the original paint. And then I went back over everything with satin clear because I didn't want to have it looking super glossy with not being an actual real paint job. I like the satin clear because it gives it just a little bit of shine. It's not flat. And I did paint over the rust areas. You can see right here, this has clear coat on it. Now, I did that about 3 years ago, and it's held up pretty well for the most part. I haven't really had any major issues with it. You can kind of see right here, these little dots here kind of show that the rust is coming through. So it probably wouldn't hurt to hit it again sometime in the near future. But it does kind of have some pinholes that have developed over time. I know on the rear fenders, it's a little more serious. You can see some more pinholes along here and a couple other spots. So this fender definitely needs to be redone. Although I can also, since the majority of the surface is covered, I could actually hit it with the boiled linseed oil or the Shine Juice for that matter. But yeah, so I do my best to kind of keep this as preserved as I can. I like her looking good. Now, this is some of the original paint still up here. So I usually hit that with the Shine Juice. You can kind of see it's not as green. It definitely looks a little more faded. Well, here's a good side-by-side comparison. Because I did repaint this. Because I took this out, I replaced the seal around it, which the seal sucks, and I already have to do it again. So that's a fun project. But going back, so there is some issues that I'm not sure what I want to do with yet. I went back. There's a big dirt buildup in there. Need to wash that. But so I got the nice foam seal back in here. It covers that. I did find out that if you drive through like muddy water or whatever, it will actually splash out onto your doors through that little crack. So you definitely want to have these in there if you're missing those. I got those from LMC. I don't remember what they cost, but they were pretty cheap. There's a few other areas where there's body seams. Like body seams right here. Now, because I have paint on both sides of this, I could probably easily just take like a wire wheel, clean that out as best I can, and then hit it with some body sealer and put a thin layer in there and then just paint back over it, and no one really notice. But there's other areas like this one. This one, I don't really have much paint up there. I suppose the only thing I can really do would be to have to paint that. I kind of don't want to, but you definitely don't want this filling up with water and rusting away, and then the next thing you know, you got a leak in your cab, ruining your headliner and that sort of thing. So I think it's a little bit worse on the other side. So yeah, so that needs a little bit of work there. Another thing that I kind of want to do is I think I need to replace some stuff. The back of my bed being one of them. This is just gone. And it touches the cab a little bit. I don't think it's touching it at the moment, but sometimes it's close. There's not much I can do about that. I should have replaced that a long time ago, but this little panel doesn't look too big a deal to change. Looks like I just have to drill out these rivets here and put the new one in. So I don't see that being super hard, but I could be wrong. Now, another issue is along the fender line here. Now, if you look in there, there's supposed to be what they call a bead. I guess it's made of rubber that goes through there. So I've been considering taking the fenders off, cleaning that up, hitting it with some paint, and then putting a new seal in there, because that's another area you don't want rusting out. The fenders are just held on with these bolts here on the inside. I'm sure that underneath, they're probably pretty rusty up under there. So they may end up having to be drilled out. So I kind of thought about going through all that, cutting all those out, replacing all the bolts with new ones, and getting those seams replaced, or those beads replaced. That way I'm not having stuff rust out. Now, the backs of my fenders, they have some previous Bondo work in them. Like, somebody got Bondo. Like, look at that. This was all just straight Bondo back when I first bought her. It had been done a long time ago, so it wasn't even the previous owner that did it. But she's got a big hole right here, so eventually that's going to have to be replaced. I don't know if you can get just these corners or if you got to buy the whole fender. Edna's future. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily uncertain, but you know, sometimes these projects kind of go however you're going to, some of it, a lot of it boils down to money. Edna's kind of been on and off a budget project. When I first bought her, I was able to get a lot of stuff done in a short amount of time. Since then, there's been times where, haven't had much money to spend on her to do the things that I like. And then, other times you can do more. Anyway, Chance and I have a blast doing these things. This has been a great bonding experience with him and teaching him to work on old cars, and kind of slowly gearing towards him eventually kind of taking the reins on doing most of the work. But getting back to what I said, I kind of got off track there. But is Edna ever going to be fully restored? Maybe when I retire. But for the meantime, she does drive daily, and so to some extent you got to treat her that way. I wouldn't necessarily say that she's not a show truck, because she has won 3 awards. So we're quite proud of that. Chance and I put in a lot of work. We've had Edna almost 4 years now, and there's been quite a few memories made in this. So anyway, not to get too sentimental with it about you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you're watching this video and you think things... I'll be right back. My car alarm's going off and I don't have the keys. I lost my whole train of thought. Stupid alarm. Somebody else's car alarm's going off now. What's going on around here? Is it the rapture? All right, so anyway, yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave those in the comments. I like trying new ideas. If you think there's anything that I could be doing with the patina that would be better, feel free to suggest that. If you've run into some of these situations before with preserving your own patina, feel free to ask any questions. I always read all the comments and try to respond to all of them. So hopefully this video will help you guys out. It's pretty hot out here, so I'm going back inside. Luckily there's a nice breeze and I parked Edna in the shade to do this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share it with your friends. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thank you for watching Adventures with Edna, and we'll see you in the next one.